I know I'm a little bit late, but happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoyed your time with your families. I know I certainly did, and that's why this chapter is uploaded on Saturday instead of Wednesday. This is chapter 1099. It is titled Pacifist, and a lot of questions that we've had about the remainder of Kuma's flashback meeting Vegapunk, why he was considered a tyrant, how the Pacifistas were born, were answered in this chapter. I really enjoyed it. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a new video. With that, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's get into this review. So King Bekori, he is laying waste to the other part of the Sorbet Kingdom. Remember, a few chapters ago he talked about dividing the kingdom in half, the lower half being the weak and the poor and the sick, while the upper half would be the rest of the Sorbet Kingdom. That way they don't have to give as much to the heavenly tribute or the celestial dragons whenever they come and get the different goods that the kingdoms have. And the reason why King Bekori is doing fire is because he learned something from a kingdom to the east, and this would be the Goa Kingdom, specifically the Gray Terminal. Remember in the Luffy, Ace, and Sabo flashback, everything that happened when they tried to lay waste to the individuals that could not provide for themselves really, and they were just digging in trash trying to survive. So that's where he got this based off of, and you see the different civilians trying to revolt, and he started killing different individuals, and this is where Kuma goes in and he just lays waste. He goes on a rampage. This day it will go down in history as Sorbet's Kingdom, or Sorbet's one-man revolution. I don't think we've ever seen Kuma go this hard. This is why he is given the title of Tyrant. We even see Bonney talk about how she's never seen her father act this way, and he went ballistic, and rightfully so. Mary Joa gets word, and this is particular to Saturn, that the Sorbet Kingdom has a new king. It's no longer King Bekori, it is now Kuma, because everyone, based off of his feats and what he did, his notoriety, they wanted to make him king, and Kuma had no choice but to accept. Now we do find out that he is nothing but a figurehead. The real former king before Bekori, his name is Bulldog. He actually is the one who is now the king. There's a girl running around doing laps, and everybody says she looks like a babe. She looks like Jenny, and Kuma's like, whoa, is that Jenny? But it's actually Bonney. She aged herself after eating a devil fruit. We have no clue exactly when she ate it, but she did. We know that her Toshi no Mi allows her to age herself younger and older at the same time. Now, one thing that I do want to mention, and I'll talk about this a little bit more in my in-depth breakdown. Number one, they have a devil fruit book right then and there. We knew that was a thing, but Sanji looked in it, and I believe one other individual throughout the series has looked through the book. So I always thought it was one singular book, but I guess multiple individuals have copies of it. Another thing I want to mention, remember how Hancock said a while ago that the celestial dragons forced individuals to eat devil fruits as entertainment? Well, if that's the case, then they fed Jewelry Bonney this devil fruit as a baby before she left, because there's no way in heck that Kuma would have fed her a devil fruit without her being probably a little bit older, and maybe she didn't know that she had this devil fruit this entire time. But that means that they forced her to eat the devil fruit as a little kid, and with the possibility of her being older, and you guys catch my drift. Like I said, I'll go over that more in my breakdown. There's also the possibility of what Vegapunk said about devil fruits being the desire of different individuals, or manifesting. So because Bonney wants to age and get older so that she can be cured, maybe the devil fruit ended up finding her because of her desire. Nevertheless, she still has eaten the devil fruit, whether it was while she was in captive with the celestial dragons or whether she ate it when she was on the Sorbet Kingdom. We do not know. We see Bulldog, he comes. I find it interesting and a really funny moment because him and his wife are here, and Bonney, she is trying to age as a grandma, and I don't remember his name, but one of the people that got beaten up by Jenny, he's like, whoa, you turned to a granny, but it's actually the king's wife, and they just fall for this trick so many different times, and it's just really cool. And so King Bekori, he is going to try his best to make a comeback, and this is where Kuma, we've seen an article, it says the evil tyrant. We know how Morgan's does and how he tries to spin different narratives to get more people to read and stuff, and propaganda, all that fun jazz. best. And so Kuma, he decides to go out to sea and become I'm going to say a pirate, because we know that's what he was, in order to stop King Bekori from coming back to the Sorbet Kingdom. And he's trying his best to liberate the country, making sure that nobody ever threatens them, because this is where he lives, this is where Bonney lives, and he cares for everyone here. When Kuma goes onto the sea, he goes and sinks King Bekori's ship. I'm not going to lie to you, I know that Kuma is a loving person. He doesn't like to fight, doesn't like to hurt people when he doesn't have to. But at this point, he might as well just kill this dude, because he's going to just try his best to keep coming back. So I don't understand why he doesn't do this. Kuma also, because of this, gets his first bounty. It is yet to be known if he originally got his 296 million bounty or what his starting bounty actually was. We do not know. Bonney, she is lonely, missing her father, and I understand why. That's all she ever had in her life, but Kuma's trying his best to protect her. And also, as May mentioned, that Kuma, he went to the different islands that the Straw Hats got sent to whenever he sent them away during the Sabaody arc, which this shows that he needed to travel to the locations in order to send them there. And also, he went to these locations trying to still ask for people to help him try and cure Bonney's disease. Then all of a sudden, while he is traveling, he runs into the revolutionaries and Dragon again. Y'all see Betty and Morley there as well. And apparently Dragon would not allow anybody to have the title of the captain of the Eastern Forces until they got Kuma's permission. This is because this was formerly Jenny's position, and I find it really cool that Dragon did this. It kind of reminds me of how Whitebeard, he left Odin's second in command spot vacant for a long time until Ace came. It's, you know, something that's really special. I think that was a good move by Dragon. And then Kuma, he grants Betty the permission that she can have this spot, and Dragon, he wants Kuma to join back with the revolutionaries, talks about Sabo, talks about Koala and how they are starting to get stronger. And Kuma, he says, hey, if I'm able to do the different things I need to take care of, specifically Bonney, I will happily join back. This is where Dragon informs him about Vegapunk, the possibility that he can cure her sapphire scale. They go to, I believe it's like Laboratory 8, but this would eventually turn into Egghead. We see Sentomaru here as well. Kuma, he is now going to get Bonney cured because apparently Vegapunk can do it, so this has nothing to do with her devil fruit, and he's going to use something along the lines of a stem cell transplant. It's like kind of the essence of making her a cyborg without making her one. We don't really know exactly entirely what it is, but hey, he gets to cure her. As Vegapunk is running tests, he's like, oh shoot, you're a buccaneer, and Kuma just said it so casually, like, yeah. And then Vegapunk, he's like, well, you know, I'm part of the Marines, like I could turn you in if I really wanted to. But Kuma trusts Dragon, trusts his judgment, and knows that he wouldn't have sent him here in order to get turned in. And in order to cure Bonney, he strikes a deal with Vegapunk. He's going to clone Kuma, make him into his soldier project, and clone him and make these individuals people that can protect the weak and, you know, what the pacifistas are supposed to be, working for the government, getting rid of pirates. They're supposed to be strong, can't get hurt by bullets. He wants to make it to where they can shoot lasers. I mean, they can. We see what happens, and probably based off of his interaction with Kizaru, that will happen later. I just love what Vegapunk truly wants to do. And Kuma, he accepts this. He's like, hey, I would have made a deal with the devil if that meant to heal her. And I get that Kuma is such a kind person. Vegapunk is a kind person as well. He has good intentions, but as we see in Mary Jawa, when they talk about the clone projects, Saturn, he says, hey, weapons are meant to kill. So he's going to try and use the pacifistas in ways that they're not supposed to be meant. It kind of reminds me of an Avengers when they wanted to, the Ultron project, well, at least in, I don't know about the comics, I'm not really up to date with them like that, but in the movie, they wanted Ultron to create a suit of armor to help people around the world, and Ultron became someone that was pure evil and someone who wanted to wipe out all of humanity. That's so much what this reminds me of, because Kuma, he was talked about how Vegapunk compared him to a saint. He's like, I don't really know that. I'm more of a pacifist. And that's when Vegapunk said, hey, we can call them the Pacifistas. I'm really glad that we got to see the Vegapunk interaction. We still don't know just yet why Kuma was turned into a cyborg and what he had to give up, in essence, his humanity, why that was a thing. I personally think it was in order to save Bonney. I mean, like he mentioned earlier, he'd make a deal with the devil if he had to. So that's more likely than not what happened. But let me know how you guys feel about this chapter in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out a new video from my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. It's on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.